Hey, what's up, everybody? Special little addition to the Ninja News. I just wanted to tell you, first of all, how y'all like my cool glasses? You know who that remind me of? My friend Jet Li. I hope Jet Li is doing pretty good. I thank God for introducing me to Jet Li. We first met way back in like 1980. We were performing at the World Martial Arts Expo, World Martial Arts Masters Expo up in Oakland, California. Later on, of course, I met Jackie Chan, and it's always been fun to have a lot of great martial arts friends, including Jackie Chan, Ronnie Van Cleef, even Timac of The Last Dragon. Anyway, my point was to make today is you got to hustle hard and hustle smart. If you want to succeed, you got to give it all you got. I mean, I've been working hard ever since I was 10 years old. I think that was my first show that I did with martial arts at a camp called Camp Bruckner Farr, way out near Michigan and Chicago. But me and my brother, Derek, who's been missing, I hope you guys find him somewhere. I'm looking for him. But me, my brother Derek, and Herschel and Reggie and a couple of other friends put together this really great demo to Kung Fu fighting. And we won silver dollars. I think that was so great. So that was the first time I made money doing martial arts. And from that point on, I just stayed with the martial arts. I always practiced. I used to live in Chicago's Chinatown. I would go up and down the hallways practicing kicks and punches. And I met I think it was a Tai Chi instructor my grandfather introduced me to. So I kept training with him. And then I would meet a lot of the guys that lived in Chinatown. They would teach me all kind of Kung Fu and different techniques. And I just knew from that point that martial arts was a part of my life. And I would kick and punch and do flips off of tables and benches, and I would go to every Kung Fu movie that came out every weekend. Matter of fact, later on we moved to a part of Chicago where I was right across the street from a theater. And that's the first time I got a chance to see the Chinese Connection. And when I saw the Chinese Connection, I actually thought that Bruce Lee had got killed, and I was I wanted to get revenge for him. So that was another motivation for me to keep on training. And then Enter the Dragon came out. Whoa, that was a sneaky little technique. I'm out here at a little Ninjaville. Anyway, I went to see Enter the Dragon. It was a special premiere. It wasn't even out yet. I took my brother Herschel and Reggie down there. We snuck into the theater. And it's so funny because we ran right past this little guy, right, in this nice little suit. We didn't know who he was. We ran in and spread out. We had it all planned what we were going to do. We spread out. So when they came looking for us, the ushers with the lights, they couldn't find us. And we got to see Enter the Dragon for the first time. That was so tight. I thank God for that. Matter of fact, when it was coming out, we seen all these people with all these posters of Bruce Lee, and I was like, wow, that is tight, from the Enter the Dragon. I was like, this is so special. And we went up to the table. The next thing you know, we found out that the guy who we ran past, guess who he was? You know the truth, grasshopper. It was Bruce Lee. So I was only probably 12, because that was the year he died. As a matter of fact, he died about 2 weeks after we watched that movie. And when I came home, my mother told me, she said, your friend, he passed. And I was like, what? No. I went outside. I came back home. She goes, yeah, he's still passed. He's passed away. And I was like, no way. And I got on the phone and I actually called the museum. Excuse me, right now I'm outside. I'm doing a lot of little stuff. I actually called the hospital. I called St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Hong Kong to try to find out if it was the truth that Bruce Lee had passed away. And the lady told me, yeah, he passed away. And I was so sad. I was so mad. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I just kept on training, and that inspired me also to never give up, no matter what. Then all of a sudden, we're seeing all those Kung Fu movies and stuff. Some of them used to be in Chinese. And after a while, I would like to watch them, but I didn't like the Chinese language because I couldn't understand it. So then that's when I started turning on music and just listening to music as I watched the Kung Fu movies. So that became really fun. And one day I was outside, later on down the line, I was outside at my house. We had a really nice house up in East Oakland. And I was out there and I started practicing with the music, to Shake Your Body Down to the Ground and Enter the Dragon and just different songs. And I went to practice one day and I told my teacher, I got something I want you to see. That was Julius Baker. He goes, what is it? I go, man, check this out. And I played Enter the Dragon first, and I performed to Enter the Dragon, my own little creative form. And my teacher was like, oh man, that's dynamite. We got to take that to the circuit. That's good. I go, no, well, check this out. And I turned on Shake Your Body Down to the Ground by Michael Jackson, and I did it. He goes, oh man, we definitely got to take that to the circuit. So we ended up going to the U.S. Top 10 Nationals, which was held by Leo Feng and Ron Marchini. And I was the first to do it, you guys. I went out there. We had a long orange cord and my radio. And we played that music. We had the little tape recorder. We played Shake Your Body Down to the Ground by Michael Jackson. And man, the crowd went crazy. I remember that day Cynthia Rothrock was there and George Chung was there and a lot of others. But I took first place that day. Sure did. Yes, I did. I did it. And from that point on, the next tournament I came to, actually that day the judges didn't even know how they were going to score it. They were like, wait a minute. They had never seen nothing like that. But it was a long little talk and discussion because the crowd, they loved it. I got a standing ovation. So yeah, I won that day. And about the next tournament I came to, next thing I started seeing people bring little radios and everybody was trying to figure out what to do. How did they do that? But as time went on, as you see, it became a legendary hit of success. Ernie Reyes came up to me, I think I was about 16, and he told me, man, you're really, really good. And I go, yeah, thanks, you know. And he was like, well, maybe we ought to get together sometime. And I was like, well, sounds cool, you know. I just didn't really have any kind of big deal about it. But later on, I ended up moving to San Jose. And when I moved to San Jose, one of Ernie's studios, which was ran by Ed Fong, which was like only about 2 blocks from my house, I couldn't help but go to the studio. So one night I went there, me and Ed Fong became really cool. He let me train and work out, kick punches and spar people. And Ernie Reyes came down. And when Ernie came, he was like, hey, man, I'm starting this demonstration team. I would like for you to be on it. And I was like, well, you got to talk to one of my teachers. You got to talk to United Martial Arts Federation. So Ernie called up, talked to them, and they said it was okay as long as I got my respect for who I was and what I was doing. So the next thing you know, I ended up being on the West Coast demonstration team. They was just barely forming, but they were coming together. And so I would tell Ernie different songs like, you know, Star Wars and Close Encounters. Of course, I was more into Michael Jackson and Prince's music. I had met Prince, so I thought that was the main thing. I took Dirty Mind on television, thanks to Ernie Reyes, because later on he did open up the doors for me by us performing on ESPN. I was the opening act for the West Coast demonstration team, so that was the first major live martial arts performance with music, which was all around the world, wide world of sports, ESPN. But from that point on, I was still doing my own shows to like Billie Jean and Controversy and Let's Work. You know, don't stop till you get enough. I mean, hey, I became the #1 martial arts performer in the United States. But the main thing I'm trying to tell everybody is you got to concentrate. If you really want to be successful, don't let nobody stop you, because there will be people trying to stop you. They put up roadblocks. Like Chuck Norris told me one time, he said, Chucky, people are going to put up roadblocks, but you just got to back up and run and jump them just like hurdles. You know, you might fall down a couple of times, but just keep getting on back up. Don't never give up. And I remember one time we went to the Long Beach Internationals. I won first place in forms, and I think I had took first place in fighting, but they were trying to disqualify me because the guy